Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pause for a moment and think about how far you've come. Look back at the obstacles you've already overcome, the setbacks, the failures, the moments when you thought about giving up. Now, think about where you are today. You're still standing. And I can tell you this, God didn't bring you this far to leave you. Let me remind you of something profound. If you're breathing, if you're here right now, then you are a living testament to the fact that you have a purpose. You've been through storms and you're still here. You have faced hardship and you didn't quit. You didn't just survive, you've learned, you've grown, and you've become stronger. That's no coincidence. That's the work of a bigger plan unfolding in your life. But here's what I want you to understand today. This journey you're on, it's not over. No matter how hard things seem right now, no matter how impossible the next step might feel, God didn't bring you this far to leave you. Let's talk about persistence for a second. The road to success is never smooth. It's never linear. In fact, often it feels like you're climbing a mountain that has no summit. But let me tell you something. The moment you want to quit is often the moment right before the breakthrough. Think about it. You've already proven that you can handle more than you thought you could. There were times you thought you couldn't go on, but here you are. That strength, that resilience is part of your DNA now. You have a fire inside you that can't be extinguished. You've come this far for a reason. And the reason isn't to stop now. Now, I want you to really think about that. Trust the journey even when it doesn't make sense. The way forward might not be immediately clear, but every experience, every challenge, every victory, and every defeat has prepared you for the next step. Everything that has happened to you has brought you to this moment for a reason. You might not understand why things unfolded the way they did. You might be frustrated. You might be confused. But I want you to trust this truth. God's timing is always perfect. Every setback is a setup for your comeback. You're exactly where you need to be. And if you have the courage to keep moving, you'll see the breakthrough that's waiting for you on the other side. Now, here's where it gets powerful. Belief. If you're feeling doubt, I get it. We've all been there. But I want to challenge you right now. Don't let doubt steal your future. You have to believe not just in the idea that things will get better, but in yourself, in your abilities, in your purpose. You've been equipped with everything you need to keep going. Let me say it again. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. There is a higher plan at work, but your part is crucial. You must take inspired action. It's not enough to wait around and hope things get better. You must go out and create the opportunities. You must make things happen. Take bold steps. Take imperfect action. Take the next step even when you don't see the whole staircase. So as you stand here today, let this be a declaration. I will not quit. No matter how hard it gets, I will push forward. I will face my fears. I will trust in the process, and I will rise higher. God didn't bring me this far to leave me. And I'm not stopping now. You're closer than you think. So let's get up. Let's take action. Let's move forward. The best is yet to come. Life has a way of testing us, challenging us, and pushing us to the edge. But here's the truth. Those very challenges are the things that shape us into who we're meant to be. If you look at every person who's ever achieved something remarkable, whether it's in business, personal growth, or any field, they will tell you the same thing. It wasn't easy. It took persistence. It took overcoming obstacles, doubt, and fatigue. Most importantly, it took pushing through when everything inside of them was screaming to quit. In moments of struggle, we often feel like giving up is the only option. You know the feeling, the frustration, when things don't seem to be going right, the doubt creeping in, telling you that maybe you've reached your limit. But here's the truth that can completely change your mindset. Persistence is not about pushing through with brute force. It's about having the courage to keep going when the path ahead looks uncertain. It's about trusting that even when things aren't going as planned, you are still moving forward, step by step. Think about the greatest success stories in history, people who didn't achieve their dreams overnight. Thomas Edison, for example, is a classic example of persistence. We often think of him in connection with the invention of the light bulb. But do you know how many times he failed before he succeeded? Over 1,000 failed attempts. Imagine that. He could have easily given up, yet he persisted. And it's because he did that he was able to change the world. He didn't let his failures define him. Instead, he saw them as stepping stones towards success. Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." This idea of learning from setbacks is crucial. You see, persistence doesn't mean ignoring failure. It means acknowledging it, learning from it, and getting back up. The more you keep moving, the more experience you gain. And each experience, whether it's a success or a failure, adds value to your journey. It's this process of continuous improvement that ultimately brings about breakthrough moments. So many people abandon their goals right before they are about to succeed. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is often nothing more than a matter of not quitting too soon. It's easy to lose hope when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I promise you, if you keep going, that light will appear. And it might come when you least expect it. There's a reason why the journey to success is rarely easy. Think about it. If everything were handed to us on a silver platter, would we truly appreciate it? Would we develop the strength and resilience that makes success meaningful? The answer is no. The process of working through challenges is what builds character. It helps you discover things about yourself you never knew existed. Persistence is also about embracing the uncomfortable. If you want to grow, if you want to achieve something greater than what you've done so far, you're going to need to get comfortable with discomfort. The best things in life are rarely easy to achieve, and the road to them is often paved with adversity. The times when you feel exhausted, when you feel like you can't go another step, are often the moments that require the most growth. Every time you choose to persist in those moments, you are building your mental and emotional endurance, preparing yourself for what lies ahead. But here's the real secret to mastering persistence. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to carry the weight of your struggles in isolation. The greatest achievers in life have always had mentors, coaches, and supporters who help them stay on track. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, even when you can't believe in yourself. In those times when you feel like giving up, let the support and encouragement of others help you push through. Persistence is also about having a vision. When you are clear about why you're working so hard, when you know your purpose, it's much easier to stay persistent. A clear vision fuels your determination because it gives you something to hold on to when everything else seems to be falling apart. If you can remind yourself on those hard days of why you started, you'll find that persistence becomes a lot easier. And don't forget, celebrate small victories along the way. Progress is progress, no matter how small it might seem. Every little step forward brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Celebrate these moments because they remind you that you are moving in the right direction, and they provide the energy and motivation to keep going. It's also important to recognize that there is a time for persistence, and there is a time for recalibration. Just because you're pushing forward doesn't mean you need to keep doing the same thing that isn't working. Sometimes persistence means changing your approach, trying a different strategy, or finding a new path that gets you closer to your goal. The key is to never give up on your vision, but be flexible enough to change your methods when necessary. Persistence, at its core, is about believing in yourself and your dreams, even when the world is telling you to stop. It's about knowing that the struggles you face today are not permanent. They're part of the process that's preparing you for something greater. And every time you choose to get up, dust yourself off, and take another step forward, you are getting closer to your breakthrough. Remember, the only way you can truly fail is if you quit. Have you ever found yourself in a place where nothing seems to be going the way you imagined it would? Maybe your goals feel distant, your efforts feel wasted, or you're simply unsure of the next step to take. It's in moments like these, when the path ahead is unclear, that we need to remind ourselves of one powerful truth. Every step we've taken so far has purpose. Sometimes the journey doesn't make sense in the moment, but looking back, we realize that everything has happened for a reason, preparing us for the next stage of growth. Trusting the journey is not always easy. There are times when life seems to throw curveballs, when setbacks feel like roadblocks, and when uncertainty becomes overwhelming. But here's something crucial to understand. The journey you're on right now is exactly the one you need to be on to become who you are meant to be. Every experience you've had, every challenge, every failure, every success has been shaping you in ways that you might not fully understand yet. Life is rarely a straight line. We often think we can plan everything perfectly, set our goals, chart our course, and expect things to unfold exactly as we envision. But that's not how life works. There are twists and turns, bumps and detours, and sometimes we get lost. But here's the thing, it's in the detours that we often find the greatest lessons and the most valuable growth. The detours are not obstacles to your success. They are part of the success story that's still being written. It's easy to get frustrated when things aren't going according to plan. We can become impatient, feeling like we're stuck or that we're moving backward. But what if I told you that the times when things feel most uncertain are often the moments when we are the closest to our breakthrough. You might feel stuck right now, but that doesn't mean you're not moving forward. Every struggle, every challenge, every setback is actually a stepping stone to where you're supposed to be. Let me give you an example. Think about a seed that's planted in the ground. It's dark, it's confined, and it feels like nothing is happening. It might seem like the seed is stuck or dormant. But what's actually happening is that the roots are growing deeper, strengthening the foundation. And then over time, the seed begins to sprout, pushing through the surface into the light. It's only by going through the struggle of pushing through the soil that the plant can eventually grow tall and strong. The same applies to you. When things seem difficult, when the way forward seems unclear, remember that it's often in these very moments that you are laying the groundwork for your growth. Trusting the journey is also about surrendering control. We love to have a sense of certainty in our lives. We want to know what's going to happen next. We want to plan everything out, and we want everything to go as expected. But the truth is, we can't control every aspect of life. There are things beyond our control, things that we can't predict or influence. And that's okay. The key is to let go of the need to control everything and instead trust that life is unfolding as it should. Trust that even in the uncertainty, you are being guided toward where you need to be. It's also important to understand that trusting the journey doesn't mean sitting idly by and waiting for things to happen. It doesn't mean passively hoping for change. No, trusting the journey is active. It's about continuing to take steps forward even when the full picture isn't clear. It's about having faith that the right opportunities will reveal themselves at the right time, and that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you need to be. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go as planned, and yet, in hindsight, you can see how those moments shaped you. Maybe you took a job that you didn't think would work out, only to discover that it led you to an incredible opportunity. Or perhaps you faced a failure that at the time felt like the end of the road, but in the end, it opened doors you couldn't have imagined. Sometimes, things don't make sense until much later. And that's when we realize that the journey, the experiences, the struggles, were all necessary to get us to where we are today. When you are in the thick of uncertainty, when it feels like you're not making progress or you're not where you want to be, remind yourself that this is part of the process. You are exactly where you need to be. Even if you don't see it yet, the challenges you face today are preparing you for the opportunities and successes of tomorrow. Every struggle is teaching you resilience, patience, and the ability to navigate through the unknown. Trusting the journey also means giving yourself grace. It's okay to feel lost or unsure sometimes. It's okay to not have all the answers right now. The journey is not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It's about growth, progress, and the willingness to continue moving forward, even when things aren't clear. There is no one right way to succeed. The path will be unique for each person, and your journey will unfold in its own time. If you find yourself feeling frustrated, impatient, or uncertain about the future, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. Look back at the challenges you've already overcome. Think about the lessons you've learned and the strength you've built. You've already traveled so much of the journey, and you are stronger and wiser than you were before. Trust that just as you've come this far, you will continue to move forward, step by step, toward the life you've always dreamed of. Remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Trust the process, keep moving forward, and know that every step you take is leading you to something greater than you can imagine. Doubt is a powerful force. It creeps into our minds when we least expect it, whispering negative thoughts and questioning our abilities. It challenges our self-worth, undermines our confidence, and tempts us to give up on our dreams. At some point, everyone faces self-doubt, but here's the most important thing to remember. Doubt is not your enemy, but an invitation to believe more strongly in yourself. When you feel that seed of doubt taking root, that's the exact moment when your belief has to be stronger than ever before. Self-doubt often stems from fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of being judged or rejected. These fears can be paralyzing, but they're also natural. Everyone experiences them. What separates those who achieve greatness from those who don't is how they handle that fear. Do they let it control them, or do they rise above it? The key to overcoming doubt is to confront it with unshakable belief in yourself and your potential. Belief is the foundation of success. It's not about believing in a specific outcome or imagining everything will work out perfectly. It's about having the confidence to trust in your ability to figure things out, to adapt, and to persist even when the road ahead seems unclear. Belief is the fuel that keeps you moving forward, even when things get tough. When doubt tries to convince you that you're not good enough, that you're too far behind, or that your dreams are out of reach, belief acts as a powerful counterforce. It reminds you that you've overcome obstacles before and that you have the strength and resourcefulness to overcome whatever comes next. One of the most significant challenges in overcoming doubt is learning to silence the negative voices in your head. We all have an internal dialogue, those thoughts that play on repeat, telling us why we can't succeed, why we're not worthy, why we should give up. But here's the truth. Those thoughts are not facts. They are just the stories we tell ourselves, and we have the power to change the narrative. The key to shifting your mindset is to recognize those negative thoughts for what they are, lies. You have to challenge them. Whenever doubt arises, replace it with empowering thoughts that reinforce your strength, your purpose, and your ability to make it through anything. In moments of doubt, it can be helpful to look back at your past achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Think about the times when you overcame challenges you thought were impossible. Remember those moments when you doubted yourself, but still moved forward anyway, and how those moments shaped you into the person you are today. Your history is filled with proof that you are more capable than you give yourself credit for. The times you've succeeded in the face of adversity are evidence of your inner strength. And the truth is, you can always tap into that strength again. Belief is also about perspective. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the obstacles ahead of us, especially when the path seems unclear or too difficult. But when we believe in ourselves, we shift our focus from the challenge itself to the opportunity it presents. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. Every setback is a chance to learn. Instead of looking at a roadblock as something that will stop you, look at it as something that will propel you forward. Belief allows you to see the bigger picture, to recognize that the journey is just as valuable as the destination. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate belief is to surround yourself with people who support and encourage you. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so make sure that the people in your life are lifting you up, not bringing you down. When you're surrounded by positive, like-minded individuals who believe in your potential, it becomes easier to believe in yourself. The energy and encouragement of others can act as a mirror, reflecting your strengths and reminding you of your capabilities, especially in times of self-doubt. Another essential aspect of overcoming doubt is to take action, even when you don't feel fully ready. It's easy to wait for the perfect moment when everything aligns, but the truth is that there's never a perfect moment. Action creates momentum, and momentum fuels belief. The more you act, the more you learn, and the more you realize that you are more capable than you thought. Taking even small steps forward can help you build the confidence you need to tackle bigger challenges. The key is to start, even if you don't feel fully prepared. Sometimes you have to act first, and the belief will follow. Belief also comes from within. It's about recognizing your own power and potential. Every single one of us has been given unique talents, skills, and experiences that have prepared us for the journey ahead. When you start to believe in yourself, you unlock a deeper level of confidence and power. You stop looking outside of yourself for validation and start trusting your own instincts, your own inner wisdom. Belief is rooted in self-trust. Lastly, belief is a choice. You can choose to believe in yourself, even when it's difficult. You can choose to focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. You can choose to trust the process, knowing that setbacks are just part of the path to success. You have the power to choose belief over doubt, courage over fear, action over hesitation, and every time you make that choice, you strengthen your belief in yourself and your dreams. Doubt may always be a part of the human experience, but it doesn't have to define you. You have the power to choose belief, to cultivate it, and to make it unshakable. The more you embrace your belief in yourself, the less room doubt will have in your life. And as you continue to trust in your abilities, you'll find that the journey becomes less about overcoming fear and more about embracing the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. Staying committed to your vision is one of the most powerful decisions you can make in your life. It's about having a clear purpose, knowing exactly what you want, and sticking to that path even when the journey gets tough. Commitment to your vision isn't just about passion or excitement in the early stages. It's about staying dedicated and focused long after the initial spark fades. It's about unwavering persistence when challenges arise and when the road becomes unclear. Commitment means you don't give up when it gets hard, and you don't lose sight of your goals, even when life throws distractions, setbacks, or failures your way. The reality is that staying committed isn't always easy. There will be moments when you question whether it's worth it. You'll face doubts, frustrations, and obstacles that seem insurmountable. But here's the truth. Every challenge you face is a test of your commitment. The more you commit to your vision, the stronger you become, and the closer you get to realizing your dreams. The journey may not always be smooth, but the commitment you make today will determine your success tomorrow. One of the key factors in staying committed is clarity. When you have a clear vision of where you want to go, it becomes easier to stay focused. A vision gives you direction. Without it, you may find yourself drifting aimlessly or getting distracted by every shiny object that crosses your path. But when you are clear on your goals, when you know why you are working so hard and what you are working toward, it becomes much easier to stay the course even when things get difficult. Your vision acts as your compass, guiding you through the storm, reminding you of what's important, and helping you stay on track. It's also important to understand that commitment doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. Life doesn't always unfold exactly as we plan, and sometimes you may need to adjust your approach. Being committed doesn't mean you have to follow one path without ever deviating. Commitment is about staying aligned with your ultimate goal while being open to the changes and lessons that come along the way. Flexibility is key. When you encounter roadblocks or things don't go as planned, it's okay to shift strategies, try new methods, or adapt to new circumstances. Commitment means that you don't abandon your vision. Instead, you keep finding ways to make progress, even if it means going down a different road. Commitment to your vision also requires a deep sense of discipline. You won't always feel motivated to take action, especially on days when things aren't going well or when the results don't come as quickly as you hoped. This is where discipline comes in. It's about showing up for your vision even when you don't feel like it. Discipline means doing the work even when you don't see immediate results. It's about understanding that success is built on the small, consistent actions you take day after day. Commitment is about making the decision to keep moving forward, even when it feels like progress is slow or non-existent. The real magic of success happens when you remain disciplined, showing up for your goals, even when it feels like no one is watching, or when the finish line seems out of reach. Another important aspect of staying committed to your vision is the ability to remain resilient in the face of adversity. Challenges will come and obstacles will arise, but it's in those moments of difficulty that you discover the strength and resilience within yourself. Every time you encounter a setback, you have the choice to let it defeat you or to rise above it. Staying committed means seeing failure as a lesson, not a reason to quit. When you face adversity, remember that it's not a reflection of your worth or potential. Instead, it's an opportunity to learn, to grow stronger, and to find new ways to move forward. The road to success is rarely smooth, and often it's the challenges that shape you into the person who can achieve your vision. In addition to resilience, staying committed to your vision also requires patience. Success rarely happens overnight. The bigger the dream, the longer it may take to materialize. But that doesn't mean you should lose hope or give up. Patience is about trusting the process and believing that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goal. It's about understanding that success is a journey, not a destination. Every day you put in the effort, no matter how small, is progress. Even if you can't see the immediate results, trust that you are building the foundation for something significant. The greatest accomplishments in life often take time, and patience allows you to stay the course even when the results aren't yet visible. Staying committed also means maintaining a positive, forward-thinking mindset. There will always be distractions, people who tell you it can't be done, moments of self-doubt, or days when it seems easier to give up. But a commitment to your vision means choosing to rise above the negativity and stay focused on what you want to achieve. When you encounter negative influences, whether from the outside world or your own mind, remind yourself of why you started in the first place. Reaffirm your vision and remember that your dreams are worth the struggle. Your commitment is a reflection of your belief in yourself and your purpose. It's also important to celebrate the small victories along the way. Sometimes we get so focused on the end goal that we forget to acknowledge the progress we've already made. But each small success is a step forward, and celebrating those wins gives you the energy and motivation to keep going. It reinforces the belief that your commitment is paying off and that you are on the right path. Recognize your hard work, celebrate your perseverance, and keep moving forward with a sense of accomplishment. Commitment to your vision means making your goals non-negotiable. It's about deciding, no matter what, that you will keep working toward your dreams. Even when you're faced with difficult circumstances, when things aren't going as planned, or when you're tempted to give up, staying committed means refusing to let go of your vision. It's about deciding that no matter how long it takes or how many obstacles you encounter, your vision will always be worth the effort. Your commitment is a promise to yourself that you will continue to work toward your dreams no matter what. Ultimately, staying committed to your vision is about perseverance, flexibility, patience, and resilience. It's about never losing sight of your goals and understanding that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to realizing your dreams. Commitment is the foundation of success, and the more you nurture and reinforce that commitment, the closer you'll get to the life you've always imagined.